ad hoc committee on JAM. The message reads as follows. There will be a meeting of the investigative committee on JAM, venue office number 1.03. Appointed Mr. Rollins Agada Emmanuel as the acting deputy clerk administration with effect from 19th June 2023. Signed, Dr. Hayat Anzaria, Clerk, House of Representatives.
I rise to present a petition that was sent through my office by Adrena Todd of the Dispatch Risk Advisory, all the way from St. Petersburg, Florida. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this is a petition for release or deportation of Thaddeus Ted Onwe Ebulem with passport number A50594218 from Libya. Mr. Speaker, he was reportedly arrested and taken into custody of the Libyan police on April 1st, 2023 in Benghazi. And since then, his wife, who resides in the city, has not been permitted to see him. There have been no official charges nor indications upon which this Nigerian is being detained, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Mr. Onwe Ebulem has resided in Libya for much of his adult years and often assisted Nigerians in crisis. He's a man of integrity. Mr. Speaker, the intervention of this honorable House will avert continued human rights abuse and possible coercion. I hereby plead with Mr. Speaker and this honorable House for the leave to lay this petition. I so move, Mr. Speaker. North and Idato South Federal Constituency in Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I have with me a petition from the Apo Traders Association seeking the intervention of this great chamber regarding their unfair and unjust and incessant relocation from one part of Abuja to another, and the refusal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration to grant them a permanent right of occupancy in the Federal Capital Territory after several years of their application. Mr. Speaker, they routed this petition through me and my humble colleagues, Honorable Matthew Onwogu, Honorable Tochukwu Okere, Honorable Keke Jonas, Honorable Agbocha Obinna, Honorable Peter Aniekwe, Honorable Sikama Nkemekama. Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of this great House to lay the petition.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Aki Rotimi Jr. MHR, representing the good people of Ikole, Oye Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, and from the land of honor in this state, Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission, I'd like to lay this petition from Tennis Academy by way of this petition before the House.
Please go ahead. Any more petitions? Constituted. We go to matters of urgent public importance. Any member who has a matter of urgent public importance? Okay, we already identified 2 people. Presentation of 22 bills. I now invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Nigerian Red Cross Society Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Mining Corporation Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Chartered Institute of Finance and Control of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Maritime Security Operations Coordinating Branch Act 2023, first reading. Coastal and Inland Shipping Cabotage Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Police Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Polytechnic in Action Dam Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigeria Police Force College, Training School and Institution Establishment Bill 2023, first reading.
The question. So please, let's take note of that. If there is any amendment to the prayers of the mover, you can raise up your hand, otherwise we can put the question. Any amendment? Amendment?
Mr. Speaker, the people of Plateau are very, very disheartened over the killings that have been occurring.
Please, can you go ahead to the prayer? Just amend the prayer, please. We don't have time, Honorable Beni.
It's for the national, it's for the office of the National Security handle the killings going on in Plateau State as a national emergency because of the gravity of which these killings are being done and the constant reoccurrence. I believe if the office of the National Security Advisor comes into this, there will be a difference. He needs to coordinate all the relevant security agencies to forestall
this prayer is too long.
My amendment is for the office.
I think you have made your point. Any seconder to this prayer?
Federal Character Commission Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Electric Power Sector Reform Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Red Cross Society Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Mining Corporation Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Chartered Institute of Finance and Control of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Maritime Security Operations Coordinating Branch Act 2023, first reading. Coastal and Inland Shipping Cabotage Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Police Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Polytechnic in Action Dam Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigeria Police Force College, Training School and Institution Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. National Tobacco Control Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. National Food Reserve Agency Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Center, Ali Mosho, Lagos State Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Center, Osofi, Lagos State Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. National Infrastructure Management and Maintenance Agency Bill Act, Repeal and Enactment 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. National Agency for the Control of Cancer Establishment Bill 2023, first reading.
Thank you, Clerk. Of Nigeria's directives on addition of social media handle on Know Your Customer requirement, standing in the names of Honorable Oke Chinda and 6 others, Honorable Chinda is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. Kingsley Chinda. Speaker, my dear colleagues, this is a motion on notice on the need to halt the Central Bank of Nigeria's directive on addition of social media handle on Know Your Customer requirements. Mr. Speaker, the motion is brought by the following co-sponsors: Honorable Lauri Beatrice Pamoti, Honorable Kelechi Wogu, Honorable Ginger Umusibe, Honorable Mark Esiet, Honorable Abu Salam Dasuki, Victor Obuzo, Blessing Amade, and Honorable Fred Abadi. Mr. Speaker, with your leave, relying on Order 8, Rule 15, I will pray that one of the co-sponsors be allowed to move the motion. Let me ask that Honorable Kelechi Wogu be allowed to move the motion. With your leave, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead.
I represent the people of Ichie Omuma Federal Constituency. I'm from Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation. I'll go straight to the motion, Mr. Speaker. Note the recent directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria to commercial banks on the addition to social media handles on know your customer requirement, thus making it mandatory for commercial banks to comply. We are aware that recently the Central Bank of Nigeria released its Customer Due Diligence Regulation 2023, noting the importance of social media handles on Know Your Customer would galvanize compliance with anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing provisions. Also note that obtaining the additional information would be useful to financial institutions in assessing customers' online presence and activities, thus enabling better assessments of potential risks associated with the money laundering, terrorism financing, and professional financing. Right on this, we observe that as laudable as this directive may appear, may also be unnecessary as it's likely to bear pressure on teeming Nigerian masses at this trying period. Cognizant of the fact that this directive by CBN is in conflict with the provision of Section 37 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended on the right to privacy of citizens. Also cognizant of the fact that the banks in the country already have the names, telephone numbers, passport photographs, email, national identification number, biometrics, verification number, utility bills, and other basic requirements with which to identify, know, and monitor their customers. We also took further cognizance that there are better means of monitoring money laundering, terrorism financing, and proliferation financing, such as the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Financial Intelligence, with the Economic Financial Crime Commission (EFCC). Right from this, we also worried that if the directive takes effect, Nigerians who are not on social media with large turnovers from their businesses and trades would be compared to or systematically excluded from formal banking system with its attendant negative effects and implications. Right on this, we also worried about the untold hardship this directive will cause millions of Nigerians, especially the illiterate or semi-illiterate, business owners, traders, entrepreneurs living in the villages and rural areas who do not have social media handles. Concerned that implementation this CBN directive at this point may clearly be unnecessary, as it is likely to bear a lot of pressure on teeming Nigerian masses. Right, we also took cognizance that implementing this CBN directive at this point may clearly be unnecessary. It is likely to bear a lot of pressure on teeming Nigerian masses. Mr. Speaker, again, we took cognizance of the need to revisit and halt the Central Bank of Nigeria directive to reduce the hardship and pain faced by teeming Nigerians. We resolve as follows: to urge the Central Bank of Nigeria to halt the implementation of this policy. 2. Mandate the Committee on Banking and Currency, when constituted, to investigate the matter and report back within 3 weeks for further legislative action. Right on this, thirdly, also mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance, when constituted, to ensure implementation of this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With utmost respect, Mr. Speaker, if you permit me, I will meander my way and lay this motion before the House.
Any seconder?
Federal Constituency of Kano State. Call to suspend the increase in tuition fees by Nigerian universities. The House notes that, citing the poor funding of tertiary education and rising inflation in the country, federal universities across the country increase their tuition fees by 100 to 200%, while hostel fees were equally increased by 50 to 100%. Also note that universities that hike their fees include Bayero University, Kano, the University of Nigeria in Suka, the University of Uyo, University of Maiduguri, Michael Okfara University of Agriculture, Umadike, and Federal University Duse, among others. Concerned that the hike in fees by the universities is happening against the worsening poverty level in the country, inflation, and high rate of unemployment, and the recent fuel hike. Also concerned that the increase could cause disruptions for a number of students who could not afford the fees, while many of them could be forced to defer their studies. Others could drop out. Worried that the hike may aggravate the already volatile situation in the country, as students are already making threats which could lead to an uprising with grievous consequences for the country as a whole. Also worried that an increased rate of university dropout may further worsen insecurity in Nigeria, as the frustrated student may find the wrong outlet to express their grievances. Cognizance that tertiary education is imperative in fostering growth, reducing poverty, and boosting the prosperity of any nation. Resolved to urge the National University Commissions to immediately halt implementation of the increase of fees by federal universities. Mandate the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services, when constituted, to investigate the increase of fees by federal universities across the country with a view to finding lasting solution to the challenges in the tertiary education sector. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, Honorable Comrade Bashir Usman Goro is my name, representing the large onion producing community of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Goranyo is my constituency from Sokoto State, Mr. Speaker. I rise this afternoon to present this motion, a need to establish the presence of military outposts at Konar Mahalba, a military base in Gada local government area of Goranyo Gada Federal constituency of Sokoto State. The House knows that security of lives and property is the primary responsibility of government, and that security is necessary for human existence and development. While insecurity in Nigeria is not peculiar to the particular region, however, Goranyo Gada Federal constituency is most affected by banditry activities in the past and in the present time, Mr. Speaker. The stuff that banditry activities in Konar Mahalba resulted in the loss of over 40 lives, with over 200 persons kidnapped, while hundreds suffered a various degrees of injury over time, Mr. Speaker. What is that? The delay of the security agencies to abridge the continuous horror and inhumanity will result in the loss of lives, destruction of property, and immobilized socio-economic and educational development in communities. Also, what is that? If this is allowed to continue, Mr. Speaker, there will be food shortage, and people might resort to self-defense, which will lead to the total breakdown of law and order. Mr. Speaker, also note that the present exit vacuum of security presence in Goranyo Gada constituency, which have provided a fertile ground for insecurity to thrive. Further observe that the same corner Maharba, Mr. Speaker, serve as a main point of entry for bandits coming out from Gondumi Forest, passing through Iyarda village, Kaikazaka village, Gidambuzu, Mahalba, to launch their attack on either eastern part of Sabon Birni local government, eastern part of Gada local government, or eastern part of Goranyo local government, Mr. Speaker. I therefore move for this prayer, Mr. Speaker. Prayer number 1. This Honorable House to observe a minute silence for the reports of victims of various banditry attack in Goranyogada, Pro constituency and the country at large. Mr. Speaker, prayer number 2, urging this Honorable House, urging the federal government to establish a military outpost in Kwanar Mahalba to intercept the data activities, intercept and data activities of bandits. Prayer number 3, Mr. Speaker, also urging the federal government to establish a permanent military base in the local government to ensure a swift response to the stress call and provided proactive approach to tackle insecurity, knowing very well that recently we are observing serious attack in different communities in the local government. Mr. Speaker, prayer number 4, mandate the Committee on Army when constituted to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, I so move vulnerably in need of this Honorable House consideration. Thank you.